You should have watched the Math Antics video. So we know that the formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember, always c squared is the hypotenuse or the longest side of the triangle. Remember, the Pythagorean theorem is for right triangles. That's how we can find the distance for the hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the numbers for this one. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. So 6 times 6 is 36. 8 times 8 is 64, which equals 100. Now remember, it's c squared. So now we want to find the square root so that we can find the length of the side. So for c squared, we would go like this, put it in a square root box, and c would equal 10 centimeters. Okay, let's see what other examples we have. Okay, in this case, we actually have the hypotenuse. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is where you guys have to use your balancing equations and things like that. So we have a squared. We don't know what a squared is. Then we have plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. So what I do, see, I do the same thing as if you were actually in my classroom. So a squared plus 144 equals 169. Of course, to balance the equation, we have to subtract 144 from both sides, which would be 0 on this side and 25 on that side. So a squared would equal 25. And to get rid of the squared part, we need to find the square root of 25. So a would equal 5. All right, here's, we're gonna again find the hypotenuse. This is actually c squared. They try to trick you and put a b there. They will do it all the time. But it's still a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, for these sides, it doesn't matter if you use A or B. Either is fine. But the hypotenuse is always going to be c squared. This is the longest side. So we have 4 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. So 4 squared is 16 plus 9 equals 25. Of course, we want to take the square root of that to find the actual side length. So c squared equals 25. We take the square root of 25 to equal 5. So, of course, if you found the perimeter, you would just have to do 4 plus 3, which is 7, plus 5. The perimeter is 12 centimeters. Okay. We are not going to worry about that one. We know the Pythagorean theorem. Let's do a couple more. Okay, the side lengths of 3 triangles are given. Which triangle is a right triangle? This one right here, as you can see, the 7 and the 7 make it not a right triangle, but that triangle, how we can test this is actually use the Pythagorean theorem. A triangle may look like a right triangle, but let's go ahead and try it for each one of these triangles and see if we actually end up having it be a right triangle. This is another way we can do it. So in this case, we have 4 squared plus 5 squared equals 6 squared. Let's see if that really works, if it's a right triangle. 16 plus 25 equals 36. Is that true? No, that is not a right triangle. Let's try this one here. 7 squared plus 7 squared equals 10 squared. Okay, 49 plus 49 equals 100. No, that is not true. That is not a right triangle. Now let's look at this last one right here. 5 squared, so 25, plus 12 squared, which is 144, equals 13 squared, which is 169. That actually works. That is the right triangle. So sometimes you will be asked to use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what the right triangle is. Now you are going to go to your assignment and you're going to try the first 3. Then you're going to watch the video of me doing the first 3 to see how you did and complete the rest of your assignment. Good luck.